Alright, welcome everyone, Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
K-On! Season 2, Episode 24. So I think this is graduation, because they were saying in the previous episode that tomorrow's graduation.
Yeah.
But, you know, we have episodes after this, so fun stuff.
Yeah, graduation happening here, happening very soon. I'm excited for that. There's been a lot of build up for this. It feels like we're really trying to pull on the characters and make them feel the narrative weight and just the emotional weight of this big milestone in their lives coming about.
Yep, because it all changes from here on. So
and it's been changing. But while this is a kind of a literal just memorial to their high school, you know, existence and stuff.
Yes.
Because that's how it do be, you know, everyone dies after high school. Y'all might go the distance and actually have story beyond it.
And I'm
in the form of a movie at the very least.
Right. And also just, you know, however you keep the band going. So I want to see that.
Yeah, we
want to see that.
Definitely want to see that. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Hey. Ah.
途中でリツがハンカチ忘れてさ、ユイはまだ一緒に登校しようって言い出したのユイなのに。
ああ。
さすがに今日遅刻するのは。メール打ってみよう。
What? She's already at school.
サケにいてて何があったんだ
Go without me?
No!
じゃない？それだ。電話してみる。出ない。どうする？先に行くか。もうちょっと待とう。そうだな。
Oh. Sawa? Oh!
Oh. All right.
Oh.
She doesn't want them to be late.
大丈夫大丈夫。ほら、行くぞ。
Yeah.
All right.
She got up early and was actually playing her instrument.
We started this together. We're ending it together.
Yeah. And they're here. Ah, everyone's all dressed up.
みんな揃ってるかしら。揃ってません。秋山さんと寿さんと田中さんと平沢さんがまだです。行動に移動してください。
Oh. It is not a graduation. She is moving from the 8th grade to the 9th grade.
It's a ceremony.
先輩ともお別れだよ。お姉ちゃん。さすが軽音部だね。ギリギリで生きてるか。
Oh.
何？ぶつけた。
Oh, that sounded painful.
何やってるのよ。ごめんね、さわちゃん。あ、平沢さん。あ、
Oh no!
来る時に転んじゃって。どうし。
Oh.
替えのタイツ預かってるから。
Amazing.
Wow.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
私も付き合います。
Nice.
走っちゃダメよ。まだ書いてなかったでしょ。山中先生の寄せ書き。
Oh.
あ
Yeah.
とりっちゃんたちだけだから。おかえり。卒業式の日にこんな。大丈夫。前髪に隠れて見えないよ。
I mean,
無事
yeah.
終わるといいね。卒業式。
Oh no, you spoke the words.
寮生に花をつけてください。お待たせしました。よかった。ほら、花つけてもらって。はい。おめでとうございます。ありがとう。できた？
Such a bright and beautiful day.
You're gonna be okay.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Yep.
My eyes are getting, you know,
Just itchy.
itchy. Yep.
ゆい、これ書いて。何？さわちゃんへのサプライ
Hiding
ズ
it in
プ
her
レゼント。
jacket.
クラス全員の寄せ書き。持ってきちゃったの？
Yeah.
大中さんたち、早く中に入りなさい。
Wait, that's so impressive. Ritsu actually remembered to get something signed.
なんでもないよ。
The animation was too good for that, like, shuffling around her.
Great.
うちわにしちゃうとか。いや、そういうのいらないから。タワちゃんに預かってもらうか。ダメだろ。こうやって持ってれば。式の最中ずっと。ごめん。なんか行動がいつもと違う。
Yeah.
卒業式なんだね。
I've seen these before, but not from this perspective.
卒業生の皆さんには この3年間多くの出会いと出来事があり、
気になって卒業式に集中できない。
職員一同心から祈っております。
みんなゆいちゃんを気にしてる。一体何があったの？
She can tell.
もしかしてお腹が痛いとか？いや、さっき何かを隠
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
お菓子？ギター？まさかトンちゃん？
I love it.
違うか。
着席。クラスの代表は壇上に上がってください。
The glare.
ゆいに伝えてくれる？沢子先生が心配してる。おぎちゃん。大中さん。みおちゃんから伝言。
Amazing.
沢子先生が失敗してる。
Looks concept.
さわちゃんが失敗？どうして私にみおちゃんに何を伝えたいんだろう。
卒業当時。
はい。のどかちゃんの挨拶。
Of course, it's Nodoka. Yeah.
私たちの卒業式のためにお集まりいただきまして、この学校で過ごした3年間はとても充実していました。
Yeah.
盛り抜いたよ。よかった。
Oh no, I hope it didn't like rub off all the writing or anything.
Yeah, I
like
hope
that.
it's not dry erase.
よかったよ。みおちゃん。
I don't think it
さわ
would
ちゃんの
be.
失敗って何？私は沢子先生がそうなの？
Huh?
私のところまでは心配だったよ。
Huh?
いいじゃん。
Ah, Ritsu was the one.
で、ゆいは書いたのか？まだだよ。早く書きな。
Well, do it. Yeah.
お幸せにと。それなんか違うぞ。もう書いちゃったよ。でもこれ。
Oh no.
あなたたち一度教室に戻って。そうだ、ゆいちゃん。式の最中。
Right, right, right.
別に。気になって卒業式に集中。思ってました。何を？
Yeah,
後でわかるよ。今言いなさい。
I love the like lack of respect they have for her in the like
Yeah.
specific ways that makes them like friends.
Yeah.
みんな卒業証書に名前の間違いはないわね。各自確認したら大事にしまって持って帰ってね。皆さんの高校生としての生活は以上をもって終了となります。私にとっては初めて受け持った担任クラスでしたが、
Oh.
みんな元気でこの日を迎えることができてよかったです。卒業してもみんな元気でね。
We should just give it to her now.
解散。
We should just give it to her now. Yep, yep, good, good.
Uh-huh.
私たちから先生に感謝を。
Yeah.
私。じゃあゆいちゃん、贈呈お願いします。
Oh.
It's beautiful.
優勝旗。山中先生、お世話になりました。もしかして式の間持ってたのはこれです。ありがとう。
Oh.
大切にするね。
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
初めての担任がこのクラスでよかった。
Yeah.
どうしてもまた遊びに来てね。
You know, she genuinely means it. Like, please, I
Yeah.
remember all of you.
お前らが来るのを待ってて。よ、さわちゃん。
They were all like, wait, what?
What?
That was amazing.
あずさ、
Ah,
あずさ、じゅん、大丈夫？
amazing.
私ジャズ系の部室行ってくるから。あずさちゃんも音楽室でしょ。家族でお姉ちゃんの卒業をお祝いするから、帰って支度しないと姉ちゃんと一緒の制服着ることがなくなるわ。
Oh.
ちょっと寂しいけど、いつもお姉ちゃんはちょっとだけ。
Oh my god, we could actually meet their parents.
Wait, yeah.
ね、私
Oh.
はちゃんとお祝いする。
Yeah.
ありがとう。
Yeah.
本部と一緒に。
Oh.
みんな同じ大学行くんでしょ。これからも。
Yeah, please. Please make more music.
学園祭とかすごく
Oh.
面白かった。面白かった。
Oh.
かっこいいとかうまいとかじゃなくて。
You're overthinking it. She was
Yeah.
nervous to just wanted to encourage you all.
着物だね。
Yeah.
部室来てくれるかな。じゃしに来るよ。そうだね。生徒会室に寄っていくわ。
They wouldn't see her again for 3 years.
のどかちゃん、今日帰れたら
Oh.
Yeah.
電話するね。
Yeah. Hey, 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 hey. Cool. Fun use of 3D there. It's okay, you can cry now. Yep.
Yeah.
I held it back so long.
How can I erase that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet.
すみません。今日くらいは私がお茶を入れると思ってたんですけど。ダメよ。あずさ、こっちこっち。これからのことなんだけど。大丈夫です。私たち今まであんまり本当に大丈夫ですから。新入部員ビシビシ勧誘しますし。
Oh.
絶対。あずさちゃん。
No, technically it never was formed into a club, so you'll have to actually do that yourself.
Yeah, the application has never been submitted.
からお礼の手紙を書いて。
Oh.
さっきまで書いてたんですけど。ねえ、今読んでもいい？え？あ、はい。ありがとな、あずさ。いえ、卒業しないでください。
Oh.
あずさ、もう部室片付けなくても、茶ばっかり飲んでても叱らないから。
Oh.
All right, big hug time.
おでこどうしたの？ぶつけたのか？
They totally couldn't tell.
卒業式なのに。私、絆創膏持ってるよ。
Yui's gonna take care of you.
すみません。泣かないつもりだったのに見送ろうと。私大丈夫です。全部続けて。たーちゃんもいますし。これをあげよう。私たちが1年生の時の写真だよ。今のあずにゃんより若いよ。
Oh.
これもあげよう。花びら5枚。私たちみたいだ。
Yeah.
Yeah.
ゆいちゃんばっかりずるい。聞いてほしい曲があるんだ。
For you.
Oh, okay.
あずにゃんのために作ったんだよ。こっちにおいで。
You sit down with your fantastic tea
Yeah.
and enjoy the show.
Wait, this is technical guitar playing from Yui. Like,
Yeah.
思い出のかけらに
okay, now it's in more basic. Like,
つけて保存。宝物がぴったりだなよ。
oh.
Yeah. You had to have both of them singing.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Ah!
I was just like, but I already cried a bunch. Why are you making me do it again?
I know. That's sweet. She's listening to the song out there. Yeah. This is the anthem of every like slice of life high school
Yep,
anime
yep.
ever.
Oh, yeah.
Whew. Phenomenal. Yeah.
あんまりうまくないですね。でも私、もっともっとき
Yeah.
Yeah.
You better practice a bunch.
Encore.
にゃんも一緒に。はい。私たちの曲。
Oh, we were.
Now go into the ED.
ツー
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Dang. So I wonder if then the next two episodes are like OVAs,
Like
or
OVAs,
something.
maybe? Yeah.
Like they're bonus episodes.
Uh-huh. That's also such a great, like unintentional fake out, you know?
Yeah.
Where you're like, wait, but graduation, but we still got more show, right? We still got
Well,
more
that's the
show,
thing.
right?
It might not have been structured that way. It might have
Right.
always been 24 episodes, and then
Right.
it gets counted in the episode's season because.
Exactly. Because it's not a different season.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
This was
They
beautiful.
graduated.
Yeah.
It's done.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Never to be seen again. No.
But they will return.
Yeah, they will
Okay,
return.
cool. So the next two episodes might be kind of epilogue style episodes without as much focus maybe on our main four.
Yeah,
it
maybe
might be
it's-
some Azusa and Ui and everybody
like,
else focused stuff.
Okay,
Who's
let
to
me tell
say?
you about the Light Music Club first years, and here's why you should join. And
Sure,
like,
yeah.
yeah.
But we do have a movie as well. So just heads up, y'all, we'll be reacting to all K-On! Content that is out there.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll be getting to that next week and continuing weeks. But wow, this was an emotionally powerful, like an emotionally resonant episode.
I love how this season has been able to tap into kind of the same emotions across multiple episodes because it's around the same concept, right? Of like this ending and them needing
time
to move on.
moving ever forward. Yeah.
And yet each time they touch on it, I feel it.
Yeah.
You know? Like it doesn't feel like it's something of like, oh well, but we already dealt with that with like, the last school festival and all that stuff, you know? So like, why are we revisiting this? No, I get it. Like goodbyes suck. Like and especially when it goes from that like, it's been convenient for us to just spend all the time together. Yeah. And now that's ending. Oh my God, what does that mean? You know?
Yeah,
and
what does that even feel like? There's something about the melancholy of nostalgia. When you tap into pure nostalgia, which this show absolutely is making a concerted effort to do.
100%.
Like, I would say the primary emotion it's not, nostalgia's not really an emotion, but you get what I'm saying, is that what's coming through the very, like, every bit of effort that's put into this production to make you understand what it was like back when you were 15 or 16 or 17 and trying to throw you back into that state and feeling those feelings. It's pure nostalgia at its like chef's kiss, like its most beautiful form. But the thing about nostalgia is it's in the past. Right. That you moved on from the thing that you have the nostalgia attached to. Yeah, so there's this bittersweet melancholy that comes at the end of where nostalgia meets the present and reality.
Right, that bittersweet is important, right? You don't actually want them to not graduate, as I said. Right, of course, that's not the point of what she's saying, right? It's that, you know,
don't leave me.
Even though, you know, there's that element of where it doesn't make sense, even though it might feel childish or whatever, I really don't want you guys to go, you know? Yeah. And yet, that's important, right? Like that's why, you know, Sawa is able to look at the chalkboard and be like, how can I possibly erase this, right? Like because those moments are temporary, right? Yeah. You know, that's a part of life. That's a part of growing up. You know, we don't just want to watch K-On! Forever. We want K-On! To end, right? Like, you know, that's crucial. And I love how the show gets at that.
I will say I could definitely enjoy a new light music club every 3 years or so with completely different characters.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I think I hope that the final, you know, couple episodes, if they're OVAs, all that stuff, yada yada, is that it's showing Azusa getting a new light music club going, and now she's the senpai, and she can have her military sash as she, you know, dictates how this club's going to go.
Good at her
yeah, exactly. She ends up passing up the others, you know, or you know, getting them properly started.
Right.
But yeah, this was great. I love how, especially in the last few episodes, this show has done the kind of like contemplative, slow, not like needing anything crazy to be happening or whatever.
Yes.
Just letting us sit on events and the feelings of those events and everything. Right. I think it works really well. The music in this episode I thought was absolutely on point, and not just talking about the musical performances, but like the background tracks. Yeah, it was wonderful.
Yeah, I was so immersed in the feelings of this. I think saying goodbye is one of the most common things that we kind of we say in different ways, depending on like our expectations about the future. And it's really sad when you realize that you only have one goodbye. Right. Like you don't have see you later or see you tomorrow. You don't have until next time.
Right.
It's this is the end of something.
Yep.
If there is any continuation, the form will be completely different.
Right. That's the point of Yui being like, hey, Nodoka, let's walk home together. Right. Because otherwise that was goodbye. Yeah. Right. Like, you know, just, passing each other in the hallway, and it would have been all right, maybe we'll hang out at some point in the future, you know, but...
And they're just old enough to know that that's the way it is, but they're also just young enough to not fully appreciate it in the moments.
Right. And yet be resisting
until they're, like, looking at it on the, like, 10 episodes or so that we've had leading up to this finale.
Right, where it's the I can't escape
right.
this. And this I gotta say, because there was a part of me when we were going through season 1, and it's like, 7 episodes in, we're done with the first year, and I'm like, holy roller coaster, Batman! Whoa, that's really fast.
Moved really quickly.
Like we have a lot of show left. Clearly, that pace can't be maintained. And oftentimes, I don't like it when shows slow down the pacing, right? Where it's like, you have like something that's really, clip and all that stuff, and then suddenly you grind things down. That can feel like there's padding, there's filler, there's whatever. But no, that's the whole point. Is that these characters are like, oh God, yeah, the years have just passed by in a blur, and now the end's coming, and I don't want that.
Yeah,
right?
So you grip so tightly onto the gears of time.
Yep, you
like,
dig those
slow
fingernails
down.
in. Yeah.
And we can't get it to slow down.
Nope.
We can't get it to get faster. We can't get it to stop. Can't get it to change. And so we say goodbye. And it's beautiful not really because just, they will no longer see each other. It's because now there's all this hope and expectation and pent-up emotion about what the future holds, because they just don't know. So they can only really hope. And thus, we feel their hopes come out in the dialogue. We feel it come out in their body language and expressions and in their tone of voice. It comes out in every which way that they interact with each other. And while some of them have more resolved to pass on to death, our actual members of the Light Music Club, where they're like, we kind of emotionally went through this like a few episodes ago.
Right.
We had a sleepover and we cried and we had all kinds of other stuff. We ate snacks. We laughed and goofed.
We are aware.
We died the slow death,
Right. And in a lot of ways,
Styx fully.
it makes sense for them because since they're getting to go to the same school together, right? Like this would be entirely different if they didn't all get into the same school.
Exactly.
And can you imagine how tragic that would have been if not only did they not get into the same school, but let's say 2 of them got into the same school.
Sure.
And so then it's something that not even the rest of them will share equally, because it's we still spend a ton of time together because of course we do. But, it's harder to spend time with the others, right? And so, Oz absolutely feels the brunt of it, because it's you're leaving me behind. Even though, hey, you've only got another year, right? Like, theoretically, you could get into the same school as them and then repeat this process all over again.
In fact, you have more likelihood of getting into the school than they did getting everybody into the school.
They were worried
a factor of, 10.
They were worried about Ritsu and Yui. You're gonna be
fine.
You're going to be fine.
If you really want to do that,
you can.
And you start practicing and prepping for the test now.
But if there's that part of you where the reason you're so sad here is because you get the feeling that in a year you'll actually decide different.
Sure.
You'll realize,
change.
You know what? There are other things that I want to do, and I don't want to just be beholden to the past, right? Like there's so much about the goodbyes with the convenient friendships where it's the I'll never forget you, all of this stuff. And the thing is that that's good to say because it's showing where the heart is, right? But the reality of the situation is that things will change. And, if you were to be told that, you'd be like, shut your damn mouth, you lying son of a bitch, right? But that's a natural part of life.
It is a natural part of life. It is important to acknowledge that. It is mature to acknowledge that.
Exactly. Sawa is a teacher now. She's not in her band, right? She might still stay in touch with her bandmates, and they'll get together every once in a while and jam or reminisce or all that.
Or she'll channel that energy and tell them to get your asses back here.
Yeah, exactly, right? That can be some tool on your tool belt for when you're herding, corralling the youngins, right?
Yeah.
But that's from a different time. That's a different you. You're a different person now. And that's going to happen to these girls too. And that's one of the reasons why I'm so excited about this movie, because I feel like it would make a lot of sense for the movie to actually end with the band disbanding. In like a Calvin and Hobbes kind of,
maybe
tragic sort of way.
Maybe.
Doesn't have to, of course, right? But
maybe. In a lot of ways, I think you could do that. But I would love to have them not do that.
Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
I have a lot of things I can think about how this movie is gonna go, but also potentially end. And I don't know. I don't know, y'all.
If they do a time lapse montage at the end of the movie, though, with them growing up and potentially even growing apart or like starting their own lives, you know,
I don't know.
Over the course of 5 or 8 years, that will destroy me.
That could do a lot for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
I am also I would be surprised if, you know, the studio realizing that they probably got not like a lot of money, but a decent amount of money from the movie of like, you know, movies are more profitable in a lot of ways than anime is. And we don't want to write ourselves completely out of it.
Right, just in case. Like
in case.
It's in the KyoAni studio, break glass in case of emergency, K-On movie number 2.
K-On movie number 2.
Like,
we could do it. Now probably cost a ton of money because you'd you know, be asked to do this level of 2D animation.
Oh yeah.
Nowadays. Jeez. But yeah, no, I really resonate with what you were talking about the ways in which relationships of convenience have to be acknowledged as such, so that when you move on, it's a clean break, and it's not something where you are saying, "Oh, I have no interest in trying to maintain this connection with you." I just acknowledge that it's going to be a lot harder, and we're going to change, and life's going to change, and we can mourn the death, if you will, of this convenience.
Right.
It's not the mourning of the death of the love or the connection or what have you.
Right.
But it is basically the things that made those aspects ones that you chose or prioritized over others. Because you're going to have limited time. You're going to have limited resources and energy. And even though you might feel like you're filled with limitless, boundless love, you can really only have so close of a connection with so many people. I had a connection with somebody, or many times over the course of my life, probably about 5 or 6 times I can think of, where I literally had the moment with the person one-on-one where we mourned basically this is now the time where the goodbyes happen, and this probably won't ever happen. And sometimes it was mutual, other times it was not. And those things can be rough, but I remember like at one point, like having one of them happen and then thinking back on the few times before in my life that it had happened, where it gave me this strength of realizing that, I'm not defined by these relationships.
Right.
I had my life changed by these relationships, but I'm going to be okay. And this life or what have you will continue forward. And they will always live on in my memories. It sounds really cheesy, but like, for Azusa, if she never ends up being any closer to them than she was here, their lives all change. The band disbands or what have you. This is going to be a precious set of 2 years of memories, Azusa, that you will have forever. Yeah. And those are damn special.
A thought just occurred of like, what if Azusa and Ui end up basically becoming like better friends than she actually was with the rest of the Light Music Club?
Sure.
Because like I could totally see their lives just happening to sort of go in similar directions, you know? And then it's just like, oh yeah, that ends up being able to happen. And then that's sort of the connection point where then it's
I see Yui every once in a while.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know, and sometimes, you know, some of the other old band members are there too.
Sure,
Yeah. It's hold on to friendships because they're precious. But also if the circumstances change, that's okay. Right?
Yeah.
You have your own limitations, accepting those as part of growing up, right? And that doesn't tarnish what you had.
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge that it is one of, if not the hardest, like, happy things that can happen in your life. Where basically you go through a milestone and you change and you grow up and you have this big transition period that sets you into this new course and direction in your life, and you're watching your dreams come about, and you're going and doing the thing that you wanted to do, but you had to move past certain friends and connections that weren't necessarily like, you know, like just acquaintances or what have you. They were like the best friends and close friends and stuff. And it doesn't make you some awful person for what have you for not doing that, or it doesn't make them like awful people for not continuing the connection or what have you. That's just how life is. And I know so many people, myself included, who find it really, really hard actually to experience and reminisce about this kind of stuff because of how deeply painful it was when you had this happen the first time.
Right.
And it's it's crazy hard to like acknowledge even when it happens, because it's usually so painful and life altering in a way.
Oh, absolutely.
Because it doesn't always happen in such a clean way where you have the sense of maturity and awareness of the passage of time that you can approach
properly
it with,
prepare for it and
approach it with the gravity of what it is, or just the grace to give yourself and be like, it's going to be okay,
right, versus just like the we need to move in 3 weeks,
right,
you know?
my life has ended, you know. Like that's the classic one, is the you take the kid from one school to the other school and just their life, like, from their perspectives, ended. They're like, I lost everything. You know, everything.
Right.
It's like, that's effectively what it feels like.
Right. And it's
but they're
not
also
wrong,
even younger than these characters to be able to handle that.
Right. And so then it's not that you're wrong about what you lost, you know, or that it was a loss, but it's and you will build new connections that will be also wonderful, right? Not that that's exactly great, you know, consolation in the moment, but
But yeah, having the little gifts, having everything that was handed off, having Yui like squirming and Ritsu like screwing with her with the little telephone connection there, Sawa getting to like accept this gift, accept this kindness as she was so nervous about becoming the homeroom teacher in season 2.
Right.
And then
I
just felt so many things this episode, and then getting a full musical performance about like all these wonderful days, and you know, we're still going to end up being, you know, friends that will, you know, remember each other, and you know, we'll still have our love for each other. And it's like, oh, okay, all right.
It's good shit.
Really good shit, yep.
But the show is not over.
The show is not over.
This was the end. We've got more.
We've got a bit more.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like I need to refresh and make sure that our list of things that we have yet to record is actually accurate. Because I'm like, wait,
if this actually was just the end.
Was the finale, or then the other 2 episodes like something different.
Right.
We'll find out. It'll be fine.
See.
But oh my god!
But at the very least, there is a movie. I know that much.
There is a movie.
It was directed by the same person that directed A Silent Voice, and I was always kind of curious. And like, even when I didn't like before I watched Canon, it's like, oh, I don't know if Canon will really be my thing. I was like, okay, but wait, what's the deal there? Because that sounds like it must have been a pretty awesome movie.
See, there are some anime that are basically like holding this wonderful like movie reward near the end or the middle end or what have you, and it's like no, you don't get to see this masterpiece until you watch the whole thing. Watch the whole thing. You know, it's the Listen to Bluebirds and the Disappearance movie. And, you know, there's so many others like this, but I'm excited.
I'm ready.
I'm so ready. But y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all of this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. And also be sure to check out our Twitch channel. See if any of that interests you. We'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.